What's up, you guys? Welcome to episode 2.
What's up, y'all? We are officially on the second episode of our podcast. This one is titled Love and War. Now, the only reason that we decided to focus on this particular topic is because one of the main questions that we've gotten throughout the course of our relationship was the age-old question, do we fight? Now, I guess what we portray is something very positive, and you know, when we post pictures, it's all this lovey-dovey this and that, so people just feel the need to access that. So that's what we're getting into today. But before we get into all of that, my wife, how was your day today?
My day was all right. I've had a long week, but I'm gonna make it. How about yours?
Day was kind of weird. Work was work, but today I was like, man, let me go to my church, man. I'm about to.
Oh yeah.
I was like, man. I was like, let me go to Bible study tonight.
Yeah.
I actually I was like, you know what? I never been, so I was like, you know what? I'll check it out. You know what I'm saying? Let me check it out tonight and everything. I was told it was Wednesday nights. I'm like, all right, let me go there. Let me go and check it out. Right. Took an Uber there. I get there. Whole church closed. Lights off. Doors locked. Just one big nah. Whatever. Anyway, so
you got there.
I had to piss like crazy, by the way.
Oh, my Lord.
And I was walking up and down Montclair, Bloomfield Ave, trying to run up in any store to use a bathroom. They was all closed. And I was like, all right, let me just
You guys know when you have to pee and you are not home, and you're either running errands or going somewhere or in your car or on the bus or however you commute.
I'm not going to lie. If I was like in the dead of Newark, I'd have just found me a corner. You know what I'm saying?
But what's the difference
found me
between
a bush.
Newark and where you were?
Montclair, them cops don't play that. They out there. And the people are out there. So you trying to find a corner in Montclair.
You could have found like a tree.
You find
like
yourself pissing on some little white guy's shoes. Now I know it. You in jail for the weekend.
But you wouldn't be pissing on a white guy's shoes.
Nah, he's just going to pop up out of nowhere. Like, you just never know. Like, he's just going to be in the corner.
Okay.
Taking his dog out.
Right.
His dog crapping in the corner. You try to find a corner. He just happened. I don't know, man. There's certain cities you just can't play that with. And it's kind of a shame to say, like, oh, in the more of the urban cities you can get a pass. But whatever. Anyway, I'm about to go too deep in the weeds with this topic, but whatever. Anyway, that's how my day was. I just came home and chilled.
That's your Bible study evening. Mine was just fine.
That's great.
And we had a bathroom. And
I'm sure you did.
And we studied Acts. So it was pretty good. It was a pretty good study.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Sorry, babe, you couldn't find a bathroom. I feel like you could have found a tree, though. I feel like you could have I know a lot of people get in trouble. They get summons and all of that stuff like that. But if you really had to go, let's just have that as an answer. If you really, really, really had to go, a question. Would you wait until you get home? If it's like, because I know for me, I can only hold it for so long.
We're talking about the city of Montclair.
Yeah,
Montclair been telling niggas to go home for years.
But if I really had to go as a male, I don't know, fellas, you answered this question. As a male,
I've definitely, I'm not going to give my locations out, but I've definitely, listen, we go with the world is our urinal.
That's what I'm saying.
We're blessed with
for
that.
you guys, it's easy.
But if I'm in Glen Ridge, or if I'm in Mawa, or if I'm in freaking, I don't know, like Cape May, or whatever freaking, or one of them Pompton Lakes, or whatever, all them cities, like you just don't got that opportunity.
I don't think that you should go freely where it's open area and people can see you. But I think that in Montclair, there's like a tree on some type of block that's alone where you can just quickly do it.
Yep, and the little white kids won't be like looking down from their little tree house. Like, hey, what's going on down there?
All right. Alrighty, so I'm glad that you made it home safely and you got to use the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm straight.
Again, I'm sorry that you suffered.
It's all good.
Minor, bladder infection.
I was actually all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, all you gotta do is just keep moving, keep walking, and think about wild other stuff.
I don't know. I think for females it's different. I don't think it works like that for us. Like, if we can't hold it, we can't hold it. And I think a lot of females can hold it, but I know when I really gotta go, like, especially if I'm running errands and it just wants to bother me, I will go to any little store that has a bathroom and I'm like, I gotta go. And I will not use I wouldn't sit or anything like that, but I gotta go because that's just how my bladder works.
And for the record, we've been talking about piss for like 6 minutes.
I think that's a very good topic, though. I think people.
No, I just peeped it. I was just like, I just realized we still on this.
And I think I have a girlfriend who doesn't use public restrooms. I think I don't use those porta potties.
I'm not mad at y'all for that. Y'all see, we're standing up and shooting, and so we can go anywhere. Y'all don't have that luxury. So you got to be mindful of where you go.
So I do have a girlfriend who doesn't, but my bladder just don't work that way. It just I gotta go. Like, I'm just not gonna use it the way that everybody else will use it.
Do what you gotta do.
At work, people I can hear them sit down on the toilet without using that paper. I don't even really use the paper. I just squat, and they just sit, and I just cringe every time. They sit on the toilet without any paper.
I mean, as long as it's not the Newark Penn Station bathroom, it'll be all right.
Anyways,
by the way, you can smell, like, Newark Penn Station is piss and popcorn. The minute you walk in there, like, that's the two main things you smell. That's really it, though. Like, I'm talking about before you get to the McDonald's, depending on the entrance. Comes in,
you can smell
piss and popcorn, baby. That's Newark Penn Station for all the Brick City heads that know.
Oh man,
that's what I've been smelling for years. But
they should call it piss and popcorn.
Facts. That's the aroma.
So everybody basically asks us, and they've been asking us throughout this whole relationship, if we fight. And I guess we should talk about it. So, babe, do we fight?
No, we don't fight. We don't fight at all. We really don't fight. Like, we've been together it'll be 9 years in December.
Yep.
Never fought once.
9 years, no fight.
Not one argument. Like literally not one argument.
Like, we don't even have a disagreement.
Like, you got to give us the trophy. Like, you really got to give us the trophy. Yeah. Like, we really don't disagree on anything.
We be on point.
Like, we're exactly on the same page when it comes to every single thing we have to deal with in life. Like, I'm telling you, I'm being honest with you. I'm telling you the truth. Like that's how we move. And that's why I guess that's why people.
That's why we hashtag goals.
Yeah, that's why we goals out here, man. I seen a couple of y'all hashtag goals. Some of our wedding pics.
Pretty much. You know
what I'm saying y'all didn't even know that. That's one of the reasons why y'all hashtagging goals is because, y'all over here, y'all witnessing a couple that just don't fight. We really don't fight. We don't do none of that. Like at all. Like we haven't had one argument.
We're pretty much on the same wavelength all the time.
That's a fact.
Like, pretty much what you think, I think.
That's a fact.
That's a definite.
Same thing. Like, we on the same exact page every single day. That's how we move, and that's why this whole thing's been working out.
And that's love. Let's stop lying to these people.
That was a bull-faced lie. We be fighting every damn day.
All right, now that's a lie.
Yeah, that's a lie.
We don't fight every day.
We be fighting.
Well, we've had some fights.
Who don't fight, yo?
Come on now.
We be fighting.
9 years?
Look, one thing I've realized is that when it comes to me and her, we are completely different people on how we view certain things in life. Now, granted, the things that we do view in life that truly matter in regards to, like, like our integrity, our morals, our values, that is all the same, which is why this works out, which is why that...
the
foundation was laid. Everything was
very, very strong.
Exactly, both family oriented, all that stuff. But there's a whole bunch of stuff that we do not see eye to eye on, and jumping over those hurdles in our relationship was tough because you think to yourself like, "Yo, man, I'm fine. Hop on my wave." She thinks to herself, "Yo, bro, I'm right.
Over here.
Hop on this wave." And until you realize that, y'all gotta get on that surfboard together. Y'all both gotta ride that wave.
Yeah, and pretty much keep each other up, hold each other up, balance each other.
Yeah, So we've definitely had our fair share of arguments. I'm gonna go back to one of the earliest ones I remember. And I was wrong for this. I was wrong. This was in
growth. That's growth right there.
Come on, I'm growing out here. But I remember this was in 2012. We was on our way to Barcade in Jersey City. And so I'm driving. I'm on the road, and this truck starts to like. This truck is like starts to join the what's the name? You know, it's what's the he's on the.
He's on our tail or something like
no,
that?
No. I mean, I'm mad.
Oh, he's trying to cut us off.
Not really cut us off, but he was. I'm on the highway.
Yeah.
And he's just getting on the highway. Whatever. I don't know why I had a hard time saying what that lane was. But
so he's coming in the.
He's coming on the highway, but I remember that whole evening you was just on me while I was driving, and that was
prior to the truck.
Prior to the truck, and it was starting to build up.
Let's just talk about that first. Some backstory,
right.
Babe. You're not a great driver.
What are you talking about?
We both know that you're not alert on the road.
These are alternative facts.
I think these are alternative facts for you, but you and I both know that you're not the best driver.
Yo, you just
I love you so much.
Under the whole
I think
bus.
you are amazing, but I don't think
try to butter me up with them extras.
Driver, I promise. I don't think you're the best driver, but I've told you this before. That's why he gets agitated when I'm in the car with him.
I be whipping it.
You don't whip it. I'm sorry. It just don't work out for you that way. I mean, you're very talented, but that's not one of your talents.
Yo, chill, yo.
Anyways, continue, proceed.
Nah, my confidence is gone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm done. All right, y'all. Episode 3.
No.
All right, no. It's all good. Whatever. Anyway, that's her perception of. This is how relationships go. That's her perception of my driving. Whatever. I might see it a different way.
It's true.
But whatever. So this is a case of us not seeing eye to eye. But anyway, we driving.
Yeah.
Truck comes on the road, and I just remember at that point, she was just asking me, "Yo, do you see that truck? Do you see that truck?"
Oh, he was trying to merge.
Yeah, but
okay.
The thing was, I'm like, yo, just when a car was just coming onto the highway, like he wasn't trying to merge just yet. It wasn't a merging lane.
I remember.
All right.
I started raising my voice.
Yeah.
Because I was starting to get scared. The truck was really like coming for me. That's how I felt.
That's how you be seeing.
Scared.
Yeah, you still kind of do that. Like whenever a car comes on the highway, like you just get nervous and just run to the other lane. When he's already like. Granted, sometimes those lanes do merge. That lane didn't merge. Okay. But I remember you was like, yo, you see that truck? Do you see the truck? And I was like, man, F you talking about? I don't see that. What you mean I don't see that truck? And just that F you talking about right there, like shut her down. She ain't say a word until
that was it.
Until we was walking to Barcade, and I stopped her like in the middle of the street, like, yo, we gotta solve this right now before we walk in here with all of this bad energy. I was like, we gotta handle this right now. I was like, yo, I apologize. I'm sorry how I spoke to you. I was getting a little frustrated back there. Yada yada, all that. You know what I'm saying? My bad. Won't happen again. You know the spiel. And so you know, she believed it.
I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, but
we cool.
Yeah, you know all that stuff. That means that
you know how we do, good. Ladies. I'm fine.
Man, hold up, man. I think there's a meme about that.
I'm chilling. How about you?
let me put y'all on some game. I mean, most of my fellas already know this, but just for the record, when it comes to what's the name, women.
When it comes to women,
there's certain things that they say that we know it's just not all good when they say it. I'm saying? I'm gonna let y'all know right now.
He's researching right now.
Nah, I know that, yo. I know this off the rip. I ain't researching nothing.
Okay. All right, let's talk about it.
If your girl says fine, nothing, go ahead, whatever, or that's okay. All right, you know what? For the wild card, wow. Just know that.
Deadly terms.
Just fix it. Just fix it. Whatever it is, fix it. It's all a lie. Those are all lies.
Oh man.
It's not fine. It's not nothing. Don't go ahead. Whatever, yo.
He
fix
used to
that.
hate
it's
whatever.
not okay. Yo, I still don't like. I still don't like whatever. Because I feel like I'm just being dismissed, like completely. Like everything I said, even whatever. Like yo, so everything I said was just nothing. Now I feel like turning up. Like what you mean, whatever. Da 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 da. You know all that stuff.
You used to hate it. But you used to hate it as much as I hated that hand gesture that you do.
Oh, you mean
So
like
there's this hand gesture.
Yeah, y'all know what it is. I mean, we can't show y'all
that
since
he
it's audio,
does.
but
It's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like he just tosses his hand. Okay, so let's say you're next to somebody, right? And you're looking at them, and then they kind of have this face like, man, and so you see that, man, and the hand goes.
yeah.
Oh,
Ironically, the hand motion is basically like saying whatever.
That's what I'm saying. It's probably
So that's my
equal.
way of doing it. But
But
yeah,
you
I don't
hate
like
when
it
I
being
say
said
it.
to me.
Mm-hmm.
A bit hypocritical, but you know, we were growing, okay. But
Okay,
yeah,
so that
was one of the earliest ones I remember. Like, because I remember when I said that, you just shut down. You didn't say not one word for the next like 20 minutes until.
But you know, I'm the type of person that I could keep a real good front in front of all and be cool.
Yeah,
but he knows exactly what's going on.
You were Gemini, that's that two-facing.
Okay, it's not two-faced.
That's
it's
a fact.
There's a time and a place. And I know somebody feels me out there. There is a time and a place.
Yeah, all the
you
Geminis
cannot
feel.
show all your dirty laundry in front of company. Okay? So that means that you got to keep it cool, keep it on mute, and then when you get home, we either are going to discuss it or you will be in limbo right now until I'm ready to talk about it. So one of my fights that I remember is when I don't think this was really a fight, but when we both decided that during the holiday season,
oh yeah,
that we were going to take vacation together.
Oh, this
like
is my fault too. Damn, man, I'm the one that's messing up everything.
A staycation. So usually so this was after school. Like we had already graduated college and everything. So we decided to actually take some time to enjoy each other and have a staycation. And
this was like 2 years ago, right?
I don't remember.
No, yeah, it was like 2 years ago.
Okay.
It was 2017, like
okay, you're great
Christmas
with
break,
these
something like
dates and
that.
stuff.
Yeah,
so
I'm on
so we
point.
decided to take a staycation, no work, no school. Let's enjoy our quality time. And this was around our anniversary. Now, you know how we love to like big up our anniversary. If you guys are followers or, friends and family or just know us, you know that we really do celebrate our anniversary. Our wedding day was on our anniversary. It's
That's
just
a
like
fact.
a big deal for us. So this guy, we've decided on a plan. That's every time we decide on a plan, you either forget, renege, or switch the plan. I don't know if it's purposeful, but somehow you always do it.
I plead the fifth.
Okay, so we had a plan to have a staycation. This guy come and tells me after we done started our staycation, hey, so I picked up a couple shifts. And I'm looking at him like, you picked up what? What? Why you look like that?
I don't remember it being a couple shifts. I remember it being like one shift.
No,
granted, I could have because that was
let's not
actually.
lie.
Granted, I could have. That was actually a busy.
Let's not lie.
It was a busy work week.
Which is
I could have got
granted,
some. I could have got some extra cash, but I'm like.
Granted, during this time, it's kind of like high peak. They're looking for all these seasonal workers. There's so much going on, and like it's a really good time to actually take up shift. But we had decided to take a break. Like, we've been working hard. I think it was part of the wedding journey, or not really the wedding journey. I don't remember.
It was. I mean, that was like at the that was at the far beginning, like, because
okay, I don't know.
actually, well, no, yeah, we were still in the journey. We wasn't in the thick of it yet, but
I feel like
we were still
just so
saving and putting that
busy,
money away,
and we just needed a break. This guy gonna tell me he gonna take a couple shifts, so I was in my feelings. I was very upset with him, but not upset to the point where like I wasn't talking to you, but I was just very disappointed. I'm like, come on, you're always shifting the plan. Like, you're always like you don't commit. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, unless you're committed to me, but you don't commit to the plan. And so I'm just like, yo, for real? And then I made him feel bad for it, like bad throughout the day that he went and took that shift.
By the way, like, yeah, she definitely punished me, but God punished me too. Cause
worse.
Cause check this out. So around that time, I picked up a part-time shift, like working security. I was working for this company called Securitas, and I was working like, at MetLife Stadium. I was working at Red Bull Stadium, and but that particular day, I went out to Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. So I went out there. Granted, this was in the dead of winter, and I remember that day it hit. I think what was it? I think it was like I think it was 4 or 5 degrees, definitely single digits.
It's probably negative.
I was wearing everything I owned, and I was still freezing.
Yep.
I was still just cold as hell. Like it was real bad. It was bad. And I'm thinking to myself like, yo, wasn't supposed to be working today. Decided to pick up an extra shift, but you know what? I do what I gotta do, man. I got a wedding coming up. I know I broke this plan, but this is gonna benefit us later and all that. Yeah, I got my check for that day, and I'm not even gonna say the number. I was hot. Needless to say, I don't work for them no more. But I'm just saying, like, yo, I was like, yeah, I learned my lesson.
And not only that, you used to commute through the train, and you're like, babe, just drive all the way out here to come pick me up. It's so cold.
I was like, yeah. I
should have let you take the train. I was so irritated with you. So irritated. But I couldn't let myself do that. So I went and picked you up, and you were like, please have the car hot.
I was like, when you pull up, I need to hop in the oven. I'm talking about your grandmother's kitchen on Thanksgiving. Like,
shivering.
Nah, it was bad. First of all, I had no idea it was gonna hit like a record below that day.
Man.
Like if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have worked. I mean, but man, it is what it is.
That's what you get.
No,
you gotta commit to the plan.
Yeah, I'll eat that. I'll take that.
Put money before your girl.
But that money was for that. See, that's the thing. Like she acted like I just went somewhere just to chill and like, nah, man, I'm over here. Like, I'm trying to make some extra cash. Like I know the goal. Like
it's just that I feel like there's other valuable things that we could really, Anyway,
no, I mean, well, I feel you. I mean, like in hindsight, like, I really wouldn't have did that. Like, I ain't get nothing from that.
And it wasn't just one; it was a couple shifts because you had done a couple things that week.
What else I do that week?
Let's not talk about it. But
I ain't doing nothing. I remember that being the only thing I did.
Okay,
I worked that Saturday before it was a double. I remember I worked that Saturday, but that was before the break started.
Okay,
that was it was like 2 days before Christmas. I remember that, but well, whatever. Anyway. So that was another one. All right, so both of these were my fault. Hold on, let's find something that's your fault, man. You ain't about to act like I'm the one over here just wilding. I remember another one. Was this around the same time? No. I think it was the following year. Whatever. Anyway.
Oh, boy.
Yo, so I remember this was one night, we were just coming back from New York. One of my wife's friends got engaged that night. Went out to New York, went out to a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Just shout out to Kim and Shamar. So we went out there, just to support them. They all had their moment. Yeah, got a ring, all that. So we driving back from New York. I drop her off at her house, and then I went to my cousin's house after that and just chilled there. And then I just felt this weird energy from my wife, like, yo, like, what's, like, something's up with her. Like, I don't know, man. She just seemed a little off, like, for a while. So I'm like, yo, what's going on? And
for how long of a while?
At least like 2 days. At least two, 3 at the most.
Why do we do this?
And I was just like, yo, like, what's up with you? Like, no, I'm fine. I'm just, I'm just laying down. I'm just chilling. I'm just, just all this nonsense.
And you believed me then?
Nah, I ain't believe it. I'm like, yo, you gonna come around one of these days?
Nah,
I ain't. Come on, I've been around the block. Like, you took me through this a couple times, but like that day was just that was a long one. I mean, that lasted for a while. I remember the next day, I'm like, yo, man, what's up? You sure you all right, man? These one word text, and I don't see no honey. I don't see no. I love you. It's like lowercase ILUVU.
What?
Like, I'm saying.
I don't even text like that.
Looking like a. You know what I'm saying? Like a 16-year-old high school girl, like, texting her first crush type stuff. Like,
I don't even text like that.
Anyway, point is, I knew something was off.
Yeah.
And then couple days later, I found out that you was just mad that I didn't spend extra time with you at your crib when I dropped you off. I just went to my cousin's house. Like, I was just like, huh?
Okay, so I was wrong. Let me tell you why I was wrong. I just thought that, I don't know, I'm all about quality time for the most part. And I just thought that you didn't want to be with me that night and spend extra time. We had just came from an engagement, so love is in the air, you know. You just going, all right, bye, I'll see you tomorrow. So I'm just like, oh, what just happened? Like, you know. But all in all, there was a storm coming.
Yeah, the big snowstorm. I went back to my cousin's house. So I'm like, man, I want to help out with the shoveling and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, at your house, there was more people that could handle that, not at hers. So I'm like, man, let me go back there and chill and all that. Let me not chill, but let me just, help her out and everything.
I wasn't understanding. I mean, okay, right. I wasn't understanding.
But the worst part about that was the fact that you couldn't just say nothing.
Like 3 days.
I'm like, yo, you really went to sleep and woke up with that.
Mad.
And went to sleep again and woke up with that again.
Mad.
Like me? Like, if I'm pissed at you all day, I go to sleep. When I wake up, I'll be all right.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, we can get into that.
So, this could be another question. How long does it take for you in a relationship to get over things? Because I know ever since the beginning of our relationship, it would take me about a couple days to get it together. It don't matter if the problem was small or big. It would just take me, because I guess I should say this. I was just never really expressive with my emotions. I was just always like, I'm cool, I'll get over it, no big deal, we're good. And that's how I would get over it. Like, I would literally be over it because I eat it up, I sit with it for a minute, and then, okay, I'm done. I'm over it now. No discussion, no conversation, no closure. I'd just be like, I'll just tuck it away and then be done. Moving on. Nice. I was never the expressive person ever in either a relationship, in a family matter, anything of that sort. I just would be like, okay, get over it. And I think it had a lot to do with my upbringing, because we weren't very talkative about our feelings and emotions. So it was kind of like, okay, you'll be all right. Like, move on. So with him, I just never talked, but he is the complete opposite. And it would frustrate me bad, because it'd just be like, yo, I don't want to talk to you right now, nor do I ever want to talk about it.
And I'm just like, and my main thing was like, yo, if we don't handle this now, it's just gonna come up again. It's gonna come up again. I'm like, yo, let's beat this down now.
Yeah.
So we don't ever gotta go through this again, hopefully.
Yeah.
So I was always trying to be expressive. I was always, putting my emotions out there, putting my, all my feelings out there, telling her, yo, this is how I feel about this. I think we should do this, all that. And then she just wasn't with it. Like, that just wasn't her vibe. No. That's not how she got down. No. And that right there, that was probably one of the biggest hurdles early on.
Yeah.
Because we were completely different when it came to that. And I mean, granted, like, she's wonderful now. Like, she definitely tell me how she's feeling. Everything. Yeah, the growth. The growth is definitely in full effect.
Because now I'd be like, okay, this and this and this and this and this and this, and that probably give you so much of an earful. You're like, okay, that's enough.
But even if, like, if you ever catch me being annoyed, just know that, like, it's still like a beautiful thing, because there's a point in time when you really wasn't that, and I was trying to get information out of you, because I'm just like, yo, what's up? Let's I wanna fix this. I wanna be in a good space. I want this to be handled so we can just move on, and we all better now. Like, in fact, yo, one of the main pieces of advice we always got was, don't go to bed mad. And you know what I'm saying? I kind of got mixed feelings about that. Yeah. Only because, I mean, granted, like, a part of me do agree with it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, before the day is over, handle what you got to handle. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But there's been several times where I went to bed pissed and I woke up in a great mood. I was like, oh, that was yesterday. I was like, there's something about them 8 hours that just made me just forget about everything. Like, them 8 hours of dreamland or whatever the hell, whatever I dreamed about, I wake up, I'm straight. Give a kiss on the head, go about my day. So it'd be like that sometimes for me. So I don't know. I mean, I think it just depends on the person. Granted, like me, it just don't take me forever to get over stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to like arguments that we have. Like I'm ready for this to be patched up. I'm ready to move on. So I don't know. That's how I move with that.
I think that it doesn't take me. Okay, your personality is a little twofold for me because it doesn't take you long to get over things, but not that you harbor, but it's still something that's on your mind. Does that make sense? I
mean, with certain things that are heavy, like there's certain things that are easier to let go than others. A lot of our back and forth, I was able to let go. Some of the things that were a bit heavier or were harder to let go, so it'll end up resurfacing. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, like when it comes to just like a little like a disagreement, like here and there, like I'm able to just move past that and just be in a good space, or apologize if I need to, or you'll apologize if you need to, and then we move on. Like I think that's one of the best things about us is the fact that when we truly know we're wrong, like we just we give out and just be like, yo, my bad. We're not afraid to say
sorry.
Yeah. Like we're not holding on to that. Granted, I ain't gonna lie, we both are stubborn at times.
Yeah,
not gonna lie,
we're very good with apologizing.
Yeah,
saying you're right, and I'm gonna do better.
Yeah, exactly. Like so, we both say that a lot, and which means a lot to
each
the other person. Yeah. So I think that's one of the dopest things about our union, because we always been like that.
Yeah,
we had a lot of growing to do in the early ages, but we were always like good people. You know what I'm saying? Like we always knew how to move like that way. Like so, if I know I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to say, yo, I'm wrong, my bad. If she's wrong, she knows how to say, yo, I'm wrong, my bad. Like, as opposed to, like, trying to throw all these different, BS facts at you and be like, yo.
That was your stilo, kid.
That was my stilo?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did do that a couple times.
You didn't want to be wrong.
Yeah, there was sometimes I didn't want to be wrong.
But
that's a part of the growth.
But there, trying to debate with me, like
and that's what she used to think that I liked debating.
Oh, you do?
But no, I don't. But it's not that. Like, here's the thing. Okay, like, I will really check it out. I will really only see. I will see things a certain way. You will see things a certain way.
Okay, that's fair.
And then we just end up debating. But since it was like that often, you was like, you just like to debate me. I'm like, yo, I got a whole viewpoint. That's my view. No, and then you got yours.
That's your that's your view. Right. That's your perspective. That's your perception. And that's it. That's yours. But that doesn't mean that you're right.
But hold up. But to me, I am.
But that's what I'm saying. You see?
And then to you, you're right. So that's where the debate starts. You know what I'm saying? That's why we having it. But you acting like I'm just, we act like I like it, like I'm just trying to, all right, so I'm gonna save up stuff to debate about for Tuesday and for Thursday and for this day. I'm like, nah, yo.
I don't know, it sounds like it sometimes, because you be ready for me. This is another thing that I notice a lot of couples, well, I know that it's not just us, where we save the ammunition right when we need to use it. So he and I could have a debate, a disagreement, a light argument, and he's not listening to my point. He'll just be like, okay, I'm going to wait till she finish. Then just spew it. As soon as it's his go, he just like, all right, but this.
Yeah, I remember doing that. I remember doing that once when she was harboring on something that I knew was just false. That I felt was false because it was about me. Okay. So it was something that you were saying about me that I just completely didn't agree with.
Okay.
So I remember this was over the phone. I literally put the phone face down.
Oh my goodness.
And then when as soon as I heard it got quiet, I was like, yo, so check it out. I remember I did that once. This was a while ago.
Did I notice?
No, you didn't notice at all. Because you would have just hung up. Like, what? This nigga not listening.
Rude.
This was wild years ago.
Me.
Yeah, that time I really didn't listen. I really didn't listen at that time.
Horrible.
later on, I was really listening to everything. But I forgot what we was talking about. This had to be like when we was both like 21, 22. This was early. It was early.
Okay.
But I just remember I was just like, yo, I'm not hearing this. I'm not hearing none of this. Then as soon as it got quiet, I picked up the phone like, hey, yo, da-da-da, and then started talking.
You saved your ammunition.
So
a lot of couples do this, and they do it because, like you said, I feel like I'm right and you're wrong, and this is why I'm right and this is why you're wrong. It's kind of like you're not really seeing the person's point of view. You're just wanting to make sure yours is heard, yours is understood, yours is already on the table, and then you just got to live with it.
A lot of us listen with the intent to reply, not the intent to understand.
Oh man!
And that's the problem. And I had to learn that early on because, one of the main reasons why I felt like I had to, just have my response ready was because, she'll say certain things like. She was able to realize certain things about myself that I wasn't ready to deal with yet.
Okay.
So early on, I would just dismiss it like, yo, you're bugging. I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm not none of that.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, so while she's saying all that, my head is just, it sounded like Chinese to me. I'm just like, yo, I don't understand none of this. You sounding like, Charlie Brown teacher. I'm like, yo, I'm not hearing any of this. And then as soon as all of that womp is done, I'm gonna speak my piece. But then later on, as I got older, I realized that
arguer he is.
Yeah, when I got older and I started being real honest about who I am and how I act in certain situations. Yeah. I was like, yo, you were right about all of that, and I had to embrace that, accept it, and then change it. But it all comes with growth. But early on, I would really dismiss a lot of that. But I had to grow out of that mind state. So at least now, when we have our back and forth, I really listen exactly to what she's saying, and I process it.
Yeah.
And then respond and listen very, have a what is it? I don't know, just listen. I'm trying to think of the perfect word. You listening closely? I don't know. I had a bigger vocab word in mind, but whatever.
Attentively.
Anyway, attentively. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to college. Okay. And all that. So then I give my response, which is really what we all should do. So that's how we need to move when it comes to that. So always listen with the intent to understand exactly where your partner's coming from.
Go ahead, husband.
You feel me?
The type of arguer I was I really wasn't an arguer.
Nah, not at all.
Pretty much.
You ain't like arguing at all.
At
with nobody.
all. I did not like confrontation. I did not I still don't, but I will tell you what I feel. But I just was like, okay, moving on. Let's just not talk about it. Let's just not. And I did realize how much it hurt. You helped me realize how much it hurt us rather than help us. Because we would keep hitting the same similar situations over and over and over again. And I still wouldn't be able to express how I felt to you. So that's the type of arguer I was. And if we did talk about certain things, I was just not expressive enough. Like I couldn't tell. Do you remember that I would have a discussion with you and then maybe the next day I'd write you all the details? Like I couldn't say it.
Yeah,
but in my writing,
I forgot all about that. Yeah, you would I would ask you like, "What's up? What's going on with you?" And then
I'll say
you'll be like, you'll be like, "Yeah, it's just this, it's just that," or you'll even go as far as be like, "Yo, nothing really, all that." And then I'll just phone will just start buzzing. Just see 5 pages of just
of expression.
Text. I'm just like, oh no, okay. So
and then you can
express
it.
Yeah.
You'd be like, wow, I actually understand where you coming from.
No, yeah, word. I'm just be like, yo, how you just couldn't tell me? But I guess that you chose to, that's how you chose to express yourself.
Yeah.
Early on, like that was your outlet. I mean,
that's how I chose to.
Yeah, that's how you chose to
really say it, but it didn't work out that way for us too long because it's kind of like we can't keep hitting an ugly patch in our relationship, and you still have to write me a love note afterwards. We have to actually talk to each other. We talk to each other all the time. We literally have hours of conversation, but when it comes to something ugly, you can't tell me.
Yeah.
So I got to the point where I had to start expressing myself. He made me learn by his actions and his patience. Oh my God, honey. God blessed you with some patience. I'm just one
Sound
of my
like
favorite.
Oprah right now.
Yeah, one of my favorite qualities about you. You were just so patient with me and tolerant. I am the opposite. I'm not patient and I'm very intolerant.
Nope.
But that's why God put us together, because
we was, we balance each other out.
yin and yang.
You know what I'm saying? We balance each other out a lot.
Patience, honey. Woo.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
know. I don't know.
I had to hang in there, man. I had to hang in there. You know what I'm saying? I knew there was a light at the end of the tunnel. I knew it was gonna get better. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I love you.
I love you too, babe.
But
we got real mushy for y'all real quick.
Tolerance level with you, I had to stretch it out because you
That's a fact.
were not easy.
Yeah, we both weren't easy, yo, because we were just so different. Like,
so different,
we
but
were so different, but alike with the things that mattered. So that was our relationship.
Yeah.
So that's what kept us. What kept us was all the things that we had in common that really mattered, that we really liked. And then what had us going at each other was just all them things that just wasn't alike.
I know.
And none of that was changing no time soon.
Yeah.
So we was butting heads like crazy.
We come a long way, though.
Yeah, it's a fact.
We still kind of,
Yeah, we still early in the journey. We still young. We ain't even hit our 30s yet. Like, we still early in this,
But we
about to be a year married in December. But that same date, December 22nd, that's going to be our 9th year together.
Woo!
We slowly inching up to that decade.
Yeah. All right. So, you want to talk about a few fights that happened during the marriage? Can we talk about the first real fight during the marriage?
Yeah, go ahead. You can get into that.
Okay. So, I don't remember what led up to it. But I just remember I was very upset with you because you kept saying, talk to me. So, granted, this was not one, I guess it was kind of the one where I just kind of needed a time. I needed like maybe a couple of minutes to kind of formulate what I wanted to say, but you didn't give me time or space.
Yeah, so that's one of my, see, that's another thing that it took me a bit longer to learn, was realizing that when people really need their space, you really got to give it to them. And me, I was so anxious for us to move past, our argument. I wanted us to just, handle everything right then and there. Mm-hmm. I wanted it to be over. So I'm just like, yo, what's up? Yo, talk to me. What's going on? Yeah. But she's not with that. If she needs her space, she needs her space. Yeah. And I was the one that used to be like, I guess I was kind of crowding because I'd be like, yo, what's up? Like, what you mean? What's going on? Like, what's going on? All that stuff. And then, she can't take that. So that's on me. Yeah. I've learned to just be like, you know what?
Give me a day.
Take all that.
Not a day.
No, it'd be a day sometime.
No, it's not a day
Maybe
anymore.
not now.
Yeah.
But like,
before it was a day or two. Now, just give me like an hour.
Yeah, about an hour, maybe 2.
Okay, maybe 2.
Maybe a work day.
Then I'd be like, okay, honey, come back.
It's out of nowhere, like just.
Yeah, give me a hug. So yeah, this particular day, something happened, and granted, we had just started living together right after the wedding.
Right.
And we're in each other's faces now, literally all the time.
A day.
And I just needed a couple of minutes because I couldn't really tell him what I wanted to tell him in the moment. And I'm the type of person, like, if I'm in the moment and I'm heated, I don't want to speak because I don't want to hurt your feelings, because I goes there a little bit. And
like I said, Gemini.
So I was just like, all right, let me take a time to process, formulate, release. And he just was not giving me any space. He's like, yo, talk to me. I can still hear you saying it in my head now. And I'm like,
yeah, because I was like, yo.
I was so politely saying, babe, leave me alone. Like, it's okay. Leave me alone right now. Leave me alone. And he's like, no, just talk to me. And then he started getting into my, like, so aggravated, like, yo, you don't ever want to talk to me. And are you doing this again? Are you going back to
I was
the
like,
way that you used to be?
Yeah. Because I'm like, yo.
Getting more
I'm like, yo, we married now. I'm like, yo, man, we married. I'm like, we still on this? Like, what's up? So that's what my mind was at the time.
You know? And I was like, you were just raising my anger level. So you know what I did? I got up off the couch And I went to the bathroom and locked myself in the bathroom.
Crazy.
I just couldn't. I mean, we couldn't go. I couldn't go anywhere else.
Y'all remember the play?
I had to lock myself in the bathroom.
Y'all remember the Players Club when what's her name? When Diamond, aka Lisa Ray, found Ebony in bed with her man, and she just she went and got the gun from the shoebox.
That ain't even the situation.
And Shorty just ran to the bathroom.
So I went to the bathroom, and he's like, "Did you say where you were going, or did you just watch me go?"
I just watched you go. I was
okay,
just like, okay, where's she going?
And
I just heard the door slam.
Was right outside the bathroom waiting for me.
Yeah, I was sat at the. I was like, all right.
No space.
I was waiting outside the bathroom door. I'm like, all right.
He's like,
I'm
not leaving. I'm staying right here.
I was like, you ain't getting off that easy.
Bro, we were literally, a couple months living together?
Yeah, it was early. It was real early.
Very early.
It was probably
the
like
first
2 months.
experience living together.
Yeah.
And he was just not leaving. And I was like, oh my God, I'm about to lose my mind. I hope this is not my marriage. In my mind. I didn't say that in the bathroom. No, but I'm just like, is this for real?
Later on that day, I regretted that.
Came to your senses.
Yeah, I regretted that because I was like, man, I was kind of clownish. I'm like, man, I could have just let her give it. I could have just gave her that space. I don't gotta be all like, I don't gotta crowd you per se. Like, if you don't feel like talking about nothing, you don't gotta talk about it. Because I know if I don't feel like talking about something, I ain't gonna want somebody to be, beating down my back about it and all that. So like when I sat and thought about it, I'm like, man, I ain't have to do none of that. That was type clownish. So granted, I've learned from that experience. Yeah. And I'm just like, yo, you need that time, take it. Take all the time you need. I'll be all right. I mean, because
as long as it's not a day.
If it's a day, it's a day, man. I'm just enjoy the day, get your thoughts clear. Now that, I mean, you know what? Maybe more time is even better because you have more time to process your thoughts and say everything the right way, so you're not, speaking out of term, in all of your emotions and everything. So now I'm just like, yo, take your time, take all the time you need. Like, I was able to just find my peace with that, as opposed to thinking like, yo, like, nah, we gotta do this now, right now. Like, yo,
it doesn't work
like,
for everybody.
Yeah, not everybody moves like that. Everybody has their methods, and like, now that I think about it, like, yo, what's the rush? Like, we ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, we're living in the same house.
We live in the same house. We married. Like, we don't gotta hurry up and handle this like right now. We don't gotta do that. Yeah. She could take her time.
I'm not.
So I had to let that. I had to really sit and like let that, marinate in my brain and realize that, hold up, man, what am I doing? Like, nah, she can have all that time. Like,
do you see why space and time is needed sometimes?
Yeah, ain't you hear anything I just said?
I did.
Nah. Yeah, so that was one of the things that it took me a little bit like later to learn, but now I'm 100% on it. So, but yeah, that was definitely one of the. I think that was the only one we really had during this, period of time of us living together.
Okay.
I think so, right? Unless you got some more.
If that's what your memory.
What you got? You got some more?
I don't know if you want to talk about it, but it's up to you.
Yo, all of these make me seem crazy. Like, I know you got another one that's my fault too.
We don't have to talk about it.
What, the fan? You want to give the fan story?
All in all, we've grown a lot, and we definitely have gone through and definitely had closure, made peace, and moved on.
Right.
And I guess we can talk about how to handle. So these are some tips that we thought about that we can, give off and share with you guys to kind of just strengthen, the hardships and rocky moments of your relationships if you deal with them and you don't know how to handle. So first things first.
Tip 1. Basically, just when you going through it, make sure you give each other proper amount of space. Give them the time to really sort through their thoughts and really, just like digest everything that was said and know how to formulate a proper response. And then that'll be the best time to have that conversation after that process took place. So That's just one. If your partner needs
that type of
yeah,
person.
if you're that type of person, like,
or if your partner is,
yeah, like my wife is that type of person, so it's on me to make sure that she's able to that she can have that space, and I won't infiltrate it or like just be breathing down her neck and
waiting for me outside the bathroom door.
Yeah, stuff like that. So that's tip one.
What was the longest, on the same tip, what was the longest time that we've had space from each other?
Wasn't it them 3 days?
3 days?
Oh, that story of
I think it was 2. I think you're saying 3 because
maybe it was 2.
I think
I thought 2 or 3. Let's give it take a day. But like,
I'll say 2.
It's 2. Right.
That I needed that space for no reason. That was such a dumb move. But anyway, I'm apologizing for that, sweetheart.
It's all good.
But yeah, give each other space. I wouldn't suggest a couple days. I think that it now, having knowing or learned these different ways about my life since my husband has showed me through his actions, I would say give it a couple hours if you can do that. If not, then a day. Really process your thoughts, like he says, and just formulate what you need to say and say it.
Right.
If it's worth it, say it. If it's something that you kind of keep and just don't worry about it, and it's not going to rear its ugly head again, just move on. And I think you've had a couple of those with me too.
Yeah.
So that's something that we should share. Another tip we could talk about is listen.
Yeah, you really, we basically scratched the surface earlier, but yeah, you really need to listen to what your partner's saying. But you need to really, really listen attentively. Yeah. You really have to dissect everything that they're saying. Like, those are real emotions, real feelings that you really need to pay attention to. Can't dismiss them. It may come off as crazy. You know how we men think, how, our women, the thing that they think and say, we just think a lot of it is crazy. And, it do be crazy. That's a fact. But, like, we still have to take it seriously. And we still have to, first off, appreciate the fact that they're giving us, all of their emotion. Yeah. But then we have to really, like, process it, really listen. Those are real feelings and real emotions. So we really have to listen, listen to every single word that they're saying, understand exactly where they're coming from, and then, formulate your response. But, but you got to listen. Can't tune nothing out. Yeah, let it marinate and all that. But you can't be, in and out of that conversation. You can't be, you can't tune out. You gotta. You can't
listen. Be prepared for battle, like I was saying. Don't be holding on onto your ammunition.
Don't be.
And then be ready.
Don't be stacking ammo. Don't have a whole clip ready. Yeah. And then just be ready to let it off as soon as she's done talking. Like, just like really, really listen. Mm-hmm. And then like you let off that clip if you need to, unless you really need to defend yourself. Somebody saying something crazy. Then you can go ahead and let off. But like,
if that's not the one for you,
if that's not the case. Just listen. It seems pretty basic to say, but trust me, like it will really work. Oh, really listen, because it's actually, in any aspect of life, it's just important to really listen to what people are saying. Like people remember when you say, "Yo, real quick, I remember, I met one of my idols a couple months ago. I met Sway at what's the name? At Heather B's birthday party in Hooters in Manhattan. Shout out to my homie Kadi. Shout out to my homie Melanie. What's her name? Met Sway, real cool dude, real humble. Gave him my name. Now me, I'm horrible with names. You give me your name, like I forgot it literally 5 to 6 seconds after you told me. Gave Sway my name, and then Sway started speaking to one of my the homie I came with, and then he just said my name back to her like, "Hey yo, you see how Sebastien said da." And granted, that was impressive to me because I just know how. Like, yo, Sway meeting people every day. The fact that he just still, like, remembered mine in that moment shows that, yo, man, my man was listening. Celebrities don't really listen.
Don't listen?
No, I don't be listening sometimes. That's a fact. That's why I'm saying all this. Like, some things just be in my head and then it's just right out. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I was able to, I actually, like, appreciated that. But, like, that's kind of a small, far-fetched kind of point that I'm tying in here. But just, listen when people are talking, especially your woman. Like, it'll work in your benefit.
Or your man.
No, of course, yeah. In a relationship period, just let's know what they're saying and really and take what they're saying seriously. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they're putting all of their emotions out there, like really pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, learn how to effectively respond. I guess that kind of goes to the next point.
The next point, pass the mic. So passing the mic pretty much is giving each other the chance to express feelings. So it's kind of like while you're saying something, you know what I mean? It's not just your piece. Pass the mic and give it to the next person.
Don't rush and cut them off.
Don't rush. Ooh, that cut off.
You know what I'm saying? That cut off. Like we've done that several times throughout our arguments. We just cut off and then keep going. Like that gotta go, man. Let them get it all out.
How many sorry to cut you offs have we done?
Yeah, come on. That's like a regular conversational phrase now. Sorry to cut you off, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
I got something to say.
That's more important than any of that
Anything
what you was talking
saying.
About.
Ooh, that just like, be ooh.
That's like, yo, nah, bro. I ain't done. I'm still talking. Like I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that you talking. But whatever.
Mike,
yeah,
give that chance. Like,
word.
You know, like don't take the floor. Don't take the stage. Like you are in a partnership. There is a 50-50 equal contribution to this partnership. So if it's just you, and I think a lot of married people and a lot of relationships have some type of this hindering part of their relationship where they're just like, oh, this person just doesn't listen to me, or he doesn't, or she doesn't listen, or, you know, or they're just talking, and I don't even get a chance to say my piece.
Yeah.
So pass the mic. It's not just about you. It's about us. And if you want to get married, that means you want to be one.
Facts.
So if you want to be one, you have to share the stage. So pass that mic. Anything to add on to that, babe?
Yeah, I mean, well, to move on to the next one, honestly, is when it comes to like when you guys have like arguments, debates, whatever it is, keep in mind the tone that you use. Keep in mind the tone. Because if you don't use the proper tone, then now y'all arguing about that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to say things the right way. Like, watch your vocal inflection. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? How you say certain things, please keep in mind. Because a lot of times people argue because of the way something was said as opposed to what was actually said. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's one like major thing to keep in mind. Just like how you're saying what you're saying. Because then you're just going to end up arguing about that as opposed to the actual issue at hand. So that's one thing to definitely keep in mind.
Keep that in mind. Can I add on to passing the mic? Basically, not adding on, but like just kind of like a sub point. Give each other a chance to explain what you're feeling, yeah, but then show that you understand the feeling. So maybe a good tip for anybody who's listening, if you're passing that mic, you're basically saying, what I'm hearing you say is X, Y, and Z. What I hear you say is, this is how you're feeling, and this is how I made you feel. As opposed to, okay, I get what you're saying, or I understand. Show that you understand. Reiterate that to them. Reiterate that and let them know that you were actually listening, and you passed that mic, and you soaked it all in. And another good point would basically be, I guess the last good tip that we can give for the tips is thug it out and hug it out.
Thug it out, hug it out.
Find that closure.
Straight up. Yeah, find that closure. You know what I'm saying? Like, understand that, I mean, if you're serious about the relationship that you're in, know that, you know, you in it for the long haul. And, yo, man, just, thug it out, hug it out. Understand that, yo, we gonna get through this. Mm-hmm. It's all temporary. Mm-hmm. Let me just do this the right way, you know, like, and then we'll be good. Like, you know, you I mean, it's like, you kind of know what you're supposed to do. So I guess maybe some people really don't, mm-hmm. but like, yo, you know what's right and you know what's wrong. Like, straight up, thug it out, hug it out.
Hug it out.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Like weather the storm.
Yeah.
God will pull you through it.
Yeah.
Especially if you guys were meant to be together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, don't be ready to just throw everything away over something small. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, put that work in. You know, have those conversations.
If it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's worth it. If
you know this person is just a fly-by-night type of person for you in your life.
Then forget it.
And you know that you do not see the future with this person, either leave or stay in your suffering. But just don't worry about these tips. But if this person is worth it, yes, that thug it out is kind of like, I know this is a problem and it might take a couple of conversations to get through this problem, but we're going to thug it out. Let's hug this one out. So, is that a good button to it?
I love it.
Love it. Okay. So, we also came with top rules when it comes to arguing with your partner.
Yeah.
Not promoting arguing, but it's going to happen. It's inevitable.
Right. So, yeah. So, we're gonna close out with these rules real quick, right?
Yeah.
Top 3. 1. Now, this kind of depends on the relationship that y'all have.
It does not depend.
It kind of do, because some people move like this, and they all right, so to speak. But like, one thing that we don't do, don't curse at your partner, y'all.
Do not curse at your partner.
Don't curse them out.
No.
Hit below the bell. Like, we don't really move like that. Like, I remember earlier, just in this podcast, you know, y'all heard my story. I mean, she don't play that, so I don't play that. You know what I'm saying? Just that disrespect. We don't move like that.
We
Granted,
believe that it's disrespect.
Yeah, like, I mean, granted, I mean, there's a lot of couples that do that. I mean, and that's just how they talk. I mean, I'm not gonna act like I'm squeaky clean, but like, in regards, like, when I speak to my wife, I just make sure I give her that level of respect. And so So when we mad, I'm not pulling them words out. I'm not throwing them at it, because, I'm just digging myself a deeper hole. Like, if we already arguing, like, and then I throw that out, it's just gonna make it worse for me. You know what I'm saying? So we're not really off that. So
that's a couple days for you.
Well, yeah, I figured that.
Or a week.
Yeah. So like, we don't really. So yeah, we don't get down like that. Like, we make sure to get all our words out without saying anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's not how we move.
Well, dang, do y'all really argue? Yeah, we really argue, and
we
don't have to
you
use
could argue without
words.
Listen. Yeah. I've argued and sound like a sailor before, but like, I mean, not with talking to her, but with talking to other people. But like, when it comes to her, I just well, it kind of seems messed up to say, because it's kind of like saying I respect you and don't respect the people I'm cursing at. When it don't really be like that. It should be, I guess. But like, I don't know, like, you know, but your wife, like, you should speak to her with a level of respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not pulling them words out when we get into it. So that's a personal decision that we both made. So we're not doing none of that.
But I think everybody should do this. I'm sorry.
Don't
curse at your partner. Do not curse at them. Don't say the F word, S word, whatever word that you feel that is necessary at the moment and makes you feel better. Just don't do it, because it's, at the end of the day, I feel like it's toxic. I don't know. Everybody may disagree with me, but I think it's toxic.
It could get toxic, yeah.
It's toxic. Don't curse at them. Because I know I could really get to you without cussing at you.
That's a fact.
Okay, I know that you can use your nice little beautiful colorful words in the dictionary without having to use that type of language.
No, that's a fact.
Okay, so I mean, I think that an argument, not healthy, but will go there without having to cuss. So I think that's a number 1 rule.
That's true. And number 1. Number 2, I mean, I touched on it earlier, but watch your tone.
Watch your tone.
Yeah, just a lot of arguments stem from how things were said as opposed to what was actually said. You know what I'm saying? So definitely got to watch your tone. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be, screaming at the person, or, you know what I'm saying, just wilding out for no reason. Now, look, every relationship is different. You know what I'm saying? You might need to raise your voice sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
watch that tone.
But still, like, that's not necessary all the time. You know what I'm
saying? I'm very picky with that too, and I could be a little bit low on tolerance with the tone thing, because I think you said to me something just the other day, And to you, it wasn't really that big of a deal. But the way that it came off to me, I was like, don't talk to me like that.
Wait, when was this? This was the other day?
Yeah, but it was something that to you, it wasn't even a big deal. But I felt like it was going there.
Okay.
And I was like...
So I didn't even notice I was even raising my voice, I guess.
No, it was just the tone that you use. You didn't even have to raise your voice. That's why we're saying, like, tone matters. Right. Like, it's how you say it, you know, versus what you say. And with the way that you said it, I was just like, don't talk to me like that. And you were quick to be like, okay, baby, you know, start kissing them and just butter me up and all of that. Hey, and I'm just like, yo, I just don't do the tone thing. And even with him, if I, you know, say certain things, he like, wait a minute, like,
you ain't my mom. What you talking about?
What do you say to me? Can you tone down the volume or something like that?
Something like that.
Bring it down.
I just be like, yo, you ain't my mom. Like, what's going on here?
Here we go with the mom thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it be. But you know how it go. But anyway, that's just that. So we make sure to be mindful of that. And then third, most important, definitely
important.
No physical touching, no hitting, no biting, no scratching, no punching, no slapping, no kicking, no none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like fellas, you already know the deal when it comes to this. Like, you will be pegged out to be the devil every time. You know what I'm saying? You will get locked up. You know what I'm saying? If your girl's on that, if she's on that type of time, you'll be in jail. Like, it's just not gonna be good for you. Even if you're not in jail, you're just gonna be that. You're gonna be looked in that way. Like,
all her brothers coming for you.
I mean, or
pretty
that.
much, and uncles. I think women too have to be mindful of doing all this physical activity. Now, I have a lot of friends who do this. They just start to hit, and then they will rock you. But that also applies to ladies. I have a friend who went to jail for it, and she was defending herself, but they took her down to the house too. So it's not just the fellas that get penalized. It is also crazy. The women who get penalized. And don't matter where you are, you might get it too. So just don't. It creates an unhealthy environment, especially if you decide to get married and have children, and it's the norm for you. You do not want your kids to see mommy and daddy literally beating each other up.
Nah, definitely not. And like, you know, it's always said in society, man, don't put your hands on a woman. And granted, you know, I do believe that, and like wholeheartedly, and I've never done that, nor will I ever do that.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like my mother, like I wasn't raised with that beating in my head, like don't ever put your hands on a woman, don't ever. My mom was that type of mom. She was like, hey, yo, don't let no girl put her hands on you.
Right.
I remember my family had a big argument about that back in the day. It was my aunt and my mom. It was going back and forth. You know, my aunt was on some like, yo, man should not hit no woman. Never. It should never happen under any circumstances. My mom was like, yeah, but ain't no girl should hit no man either. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I actually agree with that. I'm sorry, friends.
No. I mean, but for real though, I guess like my mother, like, you know, her first kids were 2 boys, me and my brother.
So she was in protective mode.
Yeah, I think that was kind of it right there.
I don't have kids, but I know that for a fact. Women, we shouldn't do it either. Let's not. I'm sorry. I mean, I gotta speak the truth.
It starts to become like a double standard there, but like, you know, but everybody, like, if you really, you know, if you in this for the long haul, if you believe you in this for the long haul, or it's somebody that you actually do really love, yo, come on, man, keep your hands to yourself, man. Straight up.
Keep your hands to yourself. And you know what? You shouldn't even have to be at a place like that in your relationship or marriage to even want to hit the other person.
Nah.
You know
like,
what I mean?
can't even,
you
like...
should never have to feel that way.
Hey, yo, I remember one time we was sitting on the couch watching a movie. And, you know, I attempted to just put my arm around.
Oh, around my neck?
Yeah. I accidentally elbowed her, like, right in the eye. I ain't been right since. By the way, this was like probably like 5 years ago.
You felt so bad.
Nah, but she had screamed a little bit. It was not like a real scream. It was kind of like a yelp or something like that. Yo, I almost went home. I'm speaking facts. Like.
Oh wow.
I was like, damn, yo. I was like, that's messed up, yo. Like I just did her dirty, like.
No, he didn't really intentionally hit me. That happened to me too. Remember I told you? that I was in a movie theater watching.
Oh, this was classic. This is classic. Yo,
and
you gotta
it was a scary scene, and I got so scared that I did a move and punched the person that was right next to me. She
punched the nigga right in his face, bro. Yo, that story's the best story ever. I don't know
how it landed real clean too, because he was
you must really rock with me, because we seen a couple scary movies. You ain't shocked me yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I think after that I was like,
either you changed your ways.
Yeah. I didn't mean to. It just was
you feeling something for the kid.
And it was like, boop. And he was like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Turn his nose to a cotton ball.
But those instances were accidents. But if you have intentions of beating up your partner, just don't. Just walk away.
Yeah, man. So it's real simple. I mean, these are things that any adult should really know.
Pretty much.
But it's one of the things that we've been consistent with.
Yeah.
Like making sure that we don't do, just to make sure that we have like a long lasting, successful marriage. Like like when you sit and think about it, like these things are things you've definitely heard before. But like when you actually like put them into play with the person that you really do love, you'll find that you're just not gonna have a toxic relationship. You're not gonna have problems like that. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we gotta stop overlooking the things that are just, that are in our brain already, the things that we know not to do, and actually not do them, so you can have a relationship that you want. So simple and plain.
And those are the things that work for us and that we wanted to share with you.
Yeah,
those are the stories that we've gone through to share with you, to definitely prove that we do fight.
Yeah, definitely fight. I mean, every relationship is gonna have its problems.
Absolutely,
you're gonna go back and forth. I mean, it's inevitable, but it's all about how you approach it, how you address it,
how you overcome
it, how you gotta be triumphant at the end. You know what I'm saying? So that's really that's what we've been doing, and that's why we've been able to last so long without any like real like pressing issues. You know what I'm saying? And to the point where we felt comfortable enough to take that huge step into marriage, and now we're ready to keep this right. You know what I'm saying? So we're still young in the marriage aspect. We still taking advice from that. Yeah. But in regards to the relationship aspect, we almost 9 years in, so we definitely got some things to share.
Some gems to drop.
Yeah, so
I love that.
Yeah. It was dope.
Really dope.
It was definitely dope. What you got for our verse of the week?
Verse of the week.
What's the verse of this week?
You want to read your version, and I'll read my version first.
My version.
So, the verse of the week, tying it all together, is Ephesians 4, verse 2-3. And it says in the King James Version, with all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love, endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. Yes. Just let's make sure that we keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace.
So basically, in English, be completely humble and gentle, be patient, bearing with one another in love, making every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a dope little verse to kind of tie in everything we was talking about. Yo, keep the peace.
Keep the
peace at all times, man. Yo, nobody likes drama. Nobody likes drama. I really don't like drama, and she really don't.
No,
that's just,
I don't have time for
historically we just never been we never been on that type of time. Like we don't like none of that. Like I like my peace. She likes her peace. You know what I'm saying? So and that's what we all about. So you know what I'm saying? No drama. Keep the peace at all times. And honestly, that's been getting us through, yo. Staying on the same page with a lot of the things that truly matter to both of us.
Yeah.
And just moving forward like that.
I love that. All right, let's do the benediction.
Let's get it.
Father God, bless Sebastien and Claushelle. Bless the listeners. May they be at peace, find joy, and always seek you first. Thank you for this opportunity once again to glorify you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. And we out.
We out of here. End of episode 2. Peace.